We welcome you all to a brand new adventure here on Apex Racing TV. It's a very disorganized start. You can see some drivers incredibly slow, slowing down already. This is a disastrous start at the north end of the field. Some drivers may be picking up some start violation penalties, but now the green flag is down. The drivers are on their way, and it's a mad scramble heading into turn number one. One of the longest runs into turn number one that we see throughout this entire season. It's Ethan Jenkins, the Brit in the number 24 car, getting a flyer of a start. He's going to be side by side with the HWT Motorsports entry, the number 24 car. Side by side, hang through the first chicane. It's going to be the Evolve Racing number 57, leading them hang through turn number 3. Meanwhile, in the LMP3s, a much smaller class to deal with. However, they are getting through clean and didn't have as much of a chaotic start as the LMP2s had. Meanwhile, in the LMGT3 category, it's also very smooth, a little bit farther towards the back. Outside of that start drama, which we may see some major repercussions for if these drivers pick up some penalties.
Through so far in one. I spoke too soon.
The LMGT3 category that we see right now, it's currently the Res Tech Reparto, and oh my god, we already have some contact. That's heading through the hairpin of turn number 10. You can see already in this race, and that's another car going off. That's Deckers, a driver from Belgium, stopped.
I'm sure at this point he can, well...
no.
Not again. Looking comfortable, looking composed up front, and immediately as we cut to him, he runs wide. So let's see what happens here coming into turn 7, I believe it is. Oh, he's just got a little loose on the way in. It's actually really well held.
This is a fight in the LMGT3s. This is a Res Tech Reparto Corse team in the number 60 car. That's Salvador Ferdinando, currently in that Mercedes, running 6th in the class. However, that may not be the case for much longer. You've got the Work Sim Racing Ford Mustang getting a bump draft from the Delta Racing number 31 car of Adami. He's going to go, maybe try and go for the move. Heading into turn number 1, they're going to be side by side. The Mercedes giving him a wide berth there, and you've also got the LMP3 car involved in that as well, side by side, hang their way through turn number 3. That LMP3 car with a big sideways snap hang through turn number 3, and that sent that Delta Racing car off. Otherwise, there would have been a major accident. That may be a deciding factor as well. And as we have a spin for the twin turn sim racing GT3, that is the Ferrari.
I'd hazard a guess and say it's not the last, as... Oh, watch the rejoin.
Oh my god. We're looking at some of the mad battling in the LMP2 category. This is hanging through turn number 2 right now. You can see the Tri-State Racing number 12 car currently running 11th. About a 10th of a second hang their way through turn number 9 right now, and they've got the lap traffic as well. And look, you can see very close quarter stuff, and oh my god, they're nearly making contact.
It's 4 wide.
City dropping 2 wheels 4 wide, going down the back straightaway. And we're just 12 minutes into this 4-hour race. Do these drivers not fear death? That's absolutely ridiculous stuff, and still not over yet. City trying to get the move done. You can see him sawing at the wheel. We've got the GT3 traffic a little bit farther up the road, but City trying to do everything in his power to take the lead in the LMP2 category, even if it costs him a little bit of damage and have to do some rally action to try and make it 4 wide going down the back straightaway. It's still not going to be over yet. We'll see the draft that City is going to try and use going down the start-finish straightaway to take the lead from the Evolve Racing number 57 car. Maybe we'll see a move hang into turn number 1. He pulls out, trying to get the move done around the outside, hang into turn number 1. I don't think he's going to be able to get it done, nearly making contact as well before they go into turn number 2. This is some gutsy stuff between all of these drivers, but with them battling as hard as they are, the HWT Motorsports team running in 3rd right behind, they're going to be involved in this too, because currently they're only 1.1 seconds behind the Evolve Racing number 57 car that's in the lead with some more LMGT3 traffic involved, and it's going to allow City to take the lead of the race. That was a huge stack up from the number 73 Mercedes. That was actually the leader in the LMGT3 category that just stuck up the leader overall so badly that he ended up losing the lead of the race for the first time so far. That was insane. Currently running 17th in the top class, and you can see a hornet's nest. Oh my god, 4 wide on corner exit. That's very, very close, and you can see that LMGT3 car nearly spinning that LMP3 going down that start-finish straightaway. That was nearly a major, major accident. We got a major, major fight. This is a World of Sim Racing team trying to get the move done around the outside, hang it to turn number 1 on the Eagle Speed Academy car, and he got it done beautifully there. That was a fantastic move for the driver of the number 51 car. Oh my god, that's a big accident a little bit farther in the back. That's a Revolution E-Racing car, the 52.
We're going to take another look. I'm not 100% sure what happened. It was a great move into T1, run the outside. That's pretty much where you want to be. And
it was an LMP2.
Oh, just slow off the corner and then trying to take advantage here was the Revolution E-Racing car in their pit stall. City. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, we
What
got a
have we
car
just
on
made?
its lid. That's the
Earhart.
Evolve Racing 57. Oh my god, what in the hell happened there coming down the back straightaway of the Dynaco Racing team number 95? They're going to be leading them to green. It's a far less chaotic start than we had, well, far less chaotic run to the green than we had at the very beginning of the race. The Dynaco Racing team car has gunned it, and they're back underway. We're back green after a pretty significantly long yellow, and now you can see Michael Simpson in that Tri-State Racing number 21 car. He is trying to negotiate this, and it is going to be beautiful to watch. I think we should ride on board with him through the next few corners, dealing with battling GT3s in contact with an LMP3. That was a pretty significant whack as well. Fingers crossed for his sakes that he doesn't have any sort of damage. Get checked up again by the LMP3. Is getting checked up by GT3 and run off the track. And oh my god, there's a big crash. Just gets spun into the inside barrier. Michael Simpson trying to do everything he can to cut his way through the field like a hot knife through butter. Thankfully, doesn't get hit by any more cars, but Michael Simpson maybe cut off a bit more than he could chew, and another big disaster heading through turn number 4. That's multiple cars spun around on corner exits. You can see the MV Skin Labs DS Racing LMP2 car, the 87, spun around trying to get it turned around in the gravel trap. I'm not sure who the other car was that was involved. I believe that was a Dynaco Racing team number 19. But oh my god, right as we saw one of those strangest incidents during that full course yellow, we have a big bit of drama right at the start, right at the restart, I should say.
I don't think this is over either.
Oh my god, it isn't.
We're back on the yellow again.
Exiting pit lane, we are finally back racing, everybody. After what felt like 15,000 hours, the field is now back under green, and we're starting to see that convergence continue. The LMP2 drivers leading, and oh my god, that was some major drama with a work sim racing car nearly veering into the path of the HWT Motorsports number 24 LMP2 car. We're starting to see that chaos continue yet again. Some drivers in the LMP2 class going side by side. That City 2 laps down, looking to go for all-out glory. His chances of winning this race overall are very nil, so at this point he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. He is gunning it right now, trying to find his way to pass every single LMP2 car that he possibly can. That was 3 wide hanging into turn number 4. I did not have a good feeling about that, but they managed to get through turn 4 clean with that GT3 Ferrari on the inside. The Trackside Racing team number 34 car stuck on the inside line, nearly having to go into the grass to take avoiding action. Look at this. You gotta feel bad. I think that may have been another driver going way too fast into that corner and running wide. We'll maybe take a look at a replay. That's contact heading around turn number involved in that incident, hang through turn number 11. Not as dramatic as we saw the last restart, however, it's still very dramatic as a work sim racing car nearly pushes that number 73 ResTech Reparto Corse team off the track, hang into turn number 1. This is heartbreaking for the number 73 car. I wonder, was it that contact with a work sim racing car hang into turn number 1, or was it that contact with the LMP2 car hang through turn number 11 last time by? Because I think that was a front contact. It was the front end of the LMP2 hitting the rear end of Miato, so maybe bent something in the rear suspension that's now going to bring him down pit lane. So the driver that was leading in the LMGT3 category and led them back to green not very long ago has now brought his car back into the pits right behind as well, maybe trying to get involved in this. Yes, he is trying to get involved in it, trying to get that move done down the inside through turn number 11. This is bad news if you're that Rising Panda Racing team side by side around the second to last corner. That's some bold stuff. If you're Michael Loeffler in that number 46 car, you are going to be fuming.
Because at this point, whenever you're 2 laps down, you might as well just send it. And yeah, he's had to sort of gather the car up. Side-by-side battle actually for the race lead in LMP3. So we'll take a look at that. Move up the inside from Eberlon there.
Come in for another pit stop, so maybe that could break up this fight between these two. We'll just have to wait and see. However, it's going to be side by side going down the start finish straightaway, blocking and racing as hard as they possibly can. Ethan Jenkins down the inside, hang it to turn number 1. The HWT Motorsport driver trying to take the lead of the race, nearly making contact, heading through turns 1 and 2. And the GSE Racing Esports team, they are not out of it. They like leading this race. They want to stay in the lead of the race for as long as they can, but I think it is a losing fight as the HWT Motorsports car car has taken it with some hard-fought action heading through the first 3 corners on this 13-corner racetrack. It's now Ethan Jenkins and that number 24 HWT Motorsports car leading it for the first time today. Looked like there's nearly contact side by side heading into turn number 10. Leading on the outside, the Work Sim Racing car on the inside line with an LMP2 car looking to get around them. Both of them, we may see some thread-the-needle action between these 2 cars, maybe 3 wide on the exit of turn number 11. I don't think so. They are going for it, though.
Yes.
That is insane stuff, and look at that. That was a sexy move.
Just stick with this all the way down the pitch straight. That would be fantastic. So, compromise run out of the final corner with the traffic and door banging pretty much all the way down the pitch straight. And I think we're going to see something kick off here into turn 1. Oh, late dive ahead, and oh no.
Oh, there we go. Right about now. Meanwhile, the Simatech Sensations car, this is being driven by David Sorzano in that number 20. He's currently running 10th right now, right behind the Vision 1 Motorsports, who briefly took the lead of the race not very long ago. However, he is going to try and struggle to hold on to that now P7 position with some drivers a little bit farther up the road. And you can see the 22, he's going to be in the midst of this as well. He is going to be a sitting duck compared to these LMP2 cars battling for position with already heated tires. This is going to be close. That was Mario trying to avoid any sort of contact and losing out on 2 spots as well. Ooh, side-by-side battle as late breakers. Are they going to back have it? No, they are not. They're going full guns blazing side-by-side through turn number 1 and 2, and I think Leedy, he's got that inside line heading through 3. I'm honestly shocked that Work Sim Racing Ford Mustang has not broken away. He has not backed out of it. Now he has, but still.
So coming down into turn 7, all looking fine and dandy. A lot of inside curve run a little wide. Yes, we've seen that many times over the years. If you catch that curb in a car that cannot handle it, the number 41 in P11, still only 4 seconds back with the 69. Less than a second back from that. There's 10 seconds separating P6 from P13 as Simatech Sensations car. Lovely move up into P6.
That's our race leader. The 37 GSE Esports car has gone off the track and relinquished the lead to the HWT Motorsports number 24 car. Here's a replay, and you can see they were incredibly close, dealing with traffic as well. Heading into turn number 5 right now in contact with the LMP3 car from the GSE Racing Esports driver of Johan Flamen. Heading into turn number 7 right now, you can see the 11 goes for a send. That's a kamikaze dive on the number 88 car. In that number 69 nice car, the S2 and H Esports entry, currently running 11th in the class. Not a whole lot of time between themselves and the Dynaco Racing Team number 19, a little bit farther up the road, actually getting the move done right as I say that. Very nicely played from Harry Conway behind the wheel of that car. Used that Mustang, who's incredibly slow and nearly causing some accidents, with the LMP2s a little bit farther in the back of the camera shot there. It's still not over yet. Dynaco Racing nearly putting it into the grass, going down the start-finish straightaway. The SJ and H Esports entry going side-by-side with the Dynaco Racing car. Currently side-by-side, nearly making contact into turn number 1.
Ford car has now pitted, and I assume has taken, it's mostly a full service, 43 seconds stationary, isn't... Oh, it is, sorry. Pretty much a full service there in LM GT3. So 5 laps after the number 3 car. So we'll see how this shakes out. But, oh, and here comes 31. So, yeah, these guys actually were pretty much on cycle, or at least within a handful of laps. So, 2:14 into the race, 1:45. So, from here, one more stop for these guys, and that would include the number 3 here of Adam Coop, who will take over, once again, the net race lead in LMGT3.
The Delta Racing car is still in the pits, now exiting it. I think he will possibly lose out on second to his fellow team. Actually, no, surprisingly so, the Delta Racing car is going to remain in P number 3. So I think the Delta Racing car got held up dramatically the difference in terms of laps spent would be a fantastic result, but still a whole lot of time left to go between now and the checkered flag, and a whole lot left to be decided as Ryan Ware dipping a wheel down the inside into turn number 1, side by side with the GSE Racing Esports car. The GSE trying to fight back as much as they can and nearly making contact heading through turn number 2. We haven't really talked about the driver swap and driver positioning sort of strategy side of things, as we're seeing a hard fight between David Sorzano, the Frenchman.
Spot to be in. Not necessarily saying that Flamen in this example is a slower driver.
Speaking of Rising Panda Racing, pitting from P2 in this race, they are trundling their way down pit lane. Ryan Ware in the number 47 car. GSC Racing Esports have come in as well, so two of the drivers that are running in the podium spots have come in for their pit stops right past lap number 80. Got some drivers coming in again as well. This is Simatech Sensations. This is David Sorzano in the number 20 car. He is going to be inheriting a whole bunch of positions. He's going to be inheriting a podium spot, and ever since then, we have been running green and smooth ever since. So we're on a 1 hour 23 stretch of green flag racing, as we're seeing some hard racing between Delta Racing and GSE Racing Esports side by side, heading into turn number 4. Ooh, very, very close as they head through the long right-hander.
Here, have they had an issue, or have they been inflicted an issue upon them? I suspect it's the latter. Yeah. So coming through the penultimate corner, 11 car to the inside. Lets it go, all fine and fair there. Just gonna, that's a hardware issue. That's a big hardware issue as well. I think, again, this might have been the 11. Have I got that right? No apologies. I think it's the 98 here. Didn't know where to place themselves, and then, that's a little bit of a clumsy one.
Moments time, the green flag is back at, and the drivers are on their way. You can see some drivers flashing their headlights, scrambling for every position they can. That's a car off farther in the back. Who was that? Missing a rear wing, and another car going off as well. Already some drama developing and some close quarters racing, and we got some more drama this time heading through turn number 4. That is the number 60. That is yet another one of those rests. Oh my god, that's a huge hit for Race Ventura. Flag is out, and the drivers are back on their way into turn at number 1. You can see the Simatech Sensations car weaving all around the track, trying to break that slipstream and also get a little bit of tire temperature into that LMP2 car before they attack turn number 1 and 2. 3 wide heading into turn number 1. These drivers simply do not fear death. Very close stuff. The number 99 car going for a trip over the speed humps on the outside.
As 60 of trackside. Hopefully they can get going again. It's a bit of actually substantial damage to the rear end there. Ruin their chances as no, the 24's round. That's
now they're stopped on the side of the track heading into turn number 11. I think they just no, they got contact. That was a big hit from the 43.
Up the inside we've got the 11. No. That's
airborne. That's a Squadra Veloce by ERS car that just went for some aerial acrobatics heading through turn number 4. It's been a fantastic 3 hours and 52 minutes thus far, and it's going to be a fantastic 8 minutes to sort things out. Here we go. The number 20 car weaving like a madman down that start-finish straightaway, trying to break that slipstream as desperately as he can, but the Tri-State car number 12 is going to try and sweep around the outside, heading through turn number 1. Inside line, hanging into turn number 2. They're still going to be side-by-side through the sweeper of 3. They're clean a little bit farther in the back. As long as these drivers have clean run to the finish, it's going to be tense, but that's a big crash. That's a number 46 car. That's a Rising Panda Racing car with a huge hit into that outside tire barrier. Thankfully, that car is back rolling. That was a massive hit, but thankfully for this race, he is still rolling. I don't think the yellow is going to come out as a result of that, but we still have a whole lot of corners left to go and a whole lot of opportunity, and it's still heating up here in that LMP2 fight. Delta V Racing have taken the lead, and that's Delta Racing, the number 4 car, the leader in LMGT3, has gone for a spin. That's coming out of turn at number 7 and 8.
What has happened here? I mean, it's absolute chaos is the gist of it, but it got turned by the 3. Wow.
Running in the podium positions in both the LMP2 and the LMP3 categories. That's all come to naught, and this is a major accident hanging through turn at number 10, nearly giving a bump and run. And he did give a bump and run to the 87, and I think I don't have a good feeling about this. Bang right into the side. Oh, that's tough. who's just barely holding into the top 10 spot not very
Black
long
flag
ago.
to the
They're running in 5th on Black Flag to Tri-State Racing car number 3. They're going to be taking the white flag this time by, but they're doing it in the pits, and that is going to possibly hand the lead and the win to Work Sim Racing and that Ford Mustang. Drama, major drama developing at the end of this race. It has been 4 hours of chaos, 4 hours of cautions, 4 hours of these drivers getting thrown every single curveball they possibly can, but this man behind the wheel of the Simatech Sensations car, number 20, they are going to be the ones victorious here from round number 1 of the European Sports Car Championship. Julian Bissau leads the number 20 car to victory here at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia. Only 0.8 of a second between himself and the Tri-State Racing car right behind, and Eagle Speed Academy holds on to that P3 spot to round out your podium in the LMP2 category. Meanwhile, next, Dynaco Sim Racing coming across the line, and they win it here at Barcelona. Twin Turn Sim Racing, who's restarted this race with only 8 minutes left to go in the lead. It didn't shake out too well for them at the finish. They end up in second, only 1.4 seconds back of Dynaco Racing Team, who end up winning it. Rising Panda Racing, well done to hold on to that P3 even after a mistake not very long ago. And talk about the comeback of a century. It was BMW dominance midway through this race. They held all 3 positions, and every other car in the LMGT3 category was a lap down, but they put their nose to the grindstone, and in the end, Work Sim Racing, God bless America, in that Ford Mustang, the brand new Ford Mustang, the American team with the American driver behind the wheel, they win it in the LMGT3 category over Tri-State Racing in P2, who end up only 2.173 seconds back, even after serving a drive-through penalty. You gotta admit, Nico Loikkanen, even though he ends up second, he gave it hell towards the end of that race to even come within a sniff of winning it in the LMGT3 category. And we're seeing this, man. Commiserations as well go out to Delta Racing, that mistake. And actually, it wasn't even a mistake. It was a mistake from the 3 that punted the 4 and sent them around coming out of turn number 8. And sadly for the both of them, it has ended in tears for both of those BMWs. Here are the results. This was absolutely fantastic to be a part of. Fingers crossed we're all back again. When the circuits returns to Magny Core in 1 month's time, that is going to be an absolute intense race and very similar to what we had here. Lots of twists and turns. Old school in its design, a little bit narrow as well. We'll just have to wait and see what kind of racing that we have at Magny Core. Congratulations to our winners in the LMP2, LMP3, and LMGT3 categories. And we hope to see you all in about a month's time when the circus returns to Magny Core. Take care, everybody.